come and filter in a little bit. I'm Lieutenant Commander Doug Crane. I've been in the Navy for 19 years. I am an EA-18G weapon system operator, as I mentioned. My guest today, my model, is Miss Kelley.
I'm a teacher.
And she's a teacher, which is vastly more important. So today we're going to talk about flight gear, and my model, pick up my cues. I'm really serious, by the way. If you got questions or comments, we'll save them to the end. I'll answer anything you'd like. If I don't know the answer, I'll make up a lie. So we start with our flight gear today. We're wearing what's called a flight suit. The flight suit is made out of a material called Nomex. It is fire protection for us. It will not melt. It will get hot underneath, but it will not melt to us. Normally, we also wear steel-toed boots. Miss Kelley didn't bring hers today. I don't know why. You should wear steel-toed when you're teaching kids, right? And also, we always worry about things called foreign object damage, foreign object debris. FOD is the acronym that we use. It's basically making sure that we don't bring anything unnecessary into the cockpit with us. So just out of habit, I've already taken my cover and my phone out of my leg pockets. I usually take almost everything out of my pockets here except for my wallet, just in case I need it. I hope I never do, because that means I'm on the ground and I shouldn't be on the ground. But when we're flying these jets, I'm going to walk all around you if you don't mind. I won't make you nervous. We pull a lot of what are called G-forces. Anybody know what a G-force is? Anyone? Yes, sir, in the front. Holy. Exactly right. Nice job. Yes. A G-force is the force that's created when you're turning the jet, or when you're anywhere in the gravitational field. Right now, we're at 1 G. If you go into a turn, you're going to feel more G-forces on you. You guys been on roller coasters? At the bottom of the hill where you sink into the seat? Those are G-forces. That jet you just saw is capable of 7.5 Gs. That means 7.5 times the force of gravity. So if our heads, let's do easy math because I'm in public. Let's say our heads weigh 10 pounds. Good guess? At 7.5 Gs, Miss Kelley, at a 10-pound head, how much does your head weigh? 7.5 times 10. 75 pounds. Yes. So your head weighs 75 pounds. More importantly, the blood in your head weighs a lot more, which means the blood in your head is trying to go down to your toes. So to help prevent that, we wear a G-suit. Now, Miss Kelley, I'm going to show you how to put this on. It basically goes around your waist. You put your arm up for a second, and then zip this on that side. We have a very limited time. Normally, the time that's allotted for us is normally how much it takes me to get dressed all by myself. So I'm going to keep talking. Now slide it around, just like twist it like a corset kind of thing. And then this goes around your leg, and it will zip starting at the top, I believe, and then go all the way down your leg. So while she's getting zipped into the G-suit, those G-suit there is basically like a big balloon. You see the little hose coming out the side here? This hose plugs into the jet, and it's nothing but an air hose. And there's a little receiver on the side of the jet. Whenever we pull those G-forces, and they start sinking us into our seat, those pants inflate, and they squeeze our abdomens and our legs, and it squeezes that blood all the way up to our brains. Now, the G-suit is sized for me. If I were to put it on, you'd see it was very, very tight on my legs. When it fills up with air, it gets even tighter, and it really squeezes you very, very hard. It's proportional to how much G-forces we take. Science, engineering, technology, and math, the engineers figured out exactly how much to squeeze my legs in order for that blood to squeeze back into my brain. Right? Isn't that fun? You guys want to see the balloon pants? Maybe a little bit. How tight is that? Does that hurt? Not yet? Let me keep blowing. I'm just kidding. Push that and squat down, and it'll blow all the air out. So there you go. All right, that's a G-suit. Now the next thing we have to wear is somehow we have to get ourselves strapped into the jet. So we wear a thing called a harness. On my harness, I have a lot of my survival gear already strapped to the harness. This little thing weighs about 40 pounds. You cool with that? We're going to figure it out, aren't we? It's kind of complicated to get in. The easiest way to do it is I'm going to lay it on the ground. And what you're going to do, Miss Kelley, is step right in there, right in that opening. And you're going to put one foot, so step this foot over that strap. You're going to put this behind your heel, and on this side. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is grab it here and shimmy that up your legs. There you go. Up, grab right there. Shimmy that up. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Is it tight? All right. Now, help you out here. I'm going to help you with your coat, kind of. The right arm or left arm? Yeah, right And there you go. There's the harness. Yeah. Yeah, we have to do that every time. If you would, just do the zipper in the front. Don't worry about that. All right, now the harness here has a combined all the safety survival vest stuff. We call it an SV2 normally when it's by itself. So this is a integrated SV2 into the harness. You'll notice that she has a number of survival gear. We'll start from the top, flotation device. Just like when you're on a commercial flight, you put that little thing over your head, pull the handles and it inflates. Please don't pull the handles. It will inflate. The little handles are right here. Hanging in the middle is the oxygen mask that carries both of our oxygen, and it has a microphone in the middle, if you would show that to the crowd. The inside of the mask. It has a microphone in it. That's how we communicate. That's how I talk. The cockpit of the aircraft is pressurized, but only kind of, sort of. It's not like an airliner. When we get above about 25,000 feet, we have to wear the oxygen. There's not enough pressure in the cockpit for us to maintain consciousness while we're flying. Around the side is a bunch of survival gear. I'm not going to pull it all out for you because it's kind of big and cumbersome, but what's important is that every single piece of gear in there is tied in. It cannot come loose. And the point is, again, for that FOD, for that foreign object damage, foreign object debris, we don't want it falling out. Even more importantly is if we have to get out of the jet, in other words, eject out of the airplane, that stuff is not going to go anywhere. In the Navy, everything's designed for being over the open water. So this is all designed with the idea that if you have to eject out of the airplane, you're going to be in the water. So a lot of the stuff in the side here, there's CDI markers, there's pencil flares. This big pocket right here has a radio in it. This thing in the front is a knife, kind of. It's a hook knife. This is in case you have any problems with your parachute, you can reach over you and slice the lines above you. Notice that it's tied in. The last piece of equipment that is one of the most critical pieces of equipment. Anyone? Anyone? Yell it out. Helmet, that's right. Now when I put this on you, you're not going to be able to hear. The helmet also has hearing protection built into it and speakers in the ears. So grab it like this, spread the ear cups, and then put it on your head from the front. There you go. And she's probably going to have trouble hearing us. There's a little coil right here. Normally that would plug into the oxygen mask, and that connects the microphone to the speakers in your ear. There's lots of switches in the jet. I have 2 different radios I can listen to. Actually, I have 4 different radios I can listen to. I can listen to the weapon systems. I can listen to the other guy in the other seat if I want to. Generally, I try to ignore him. I'm just kidding. But it's very important. Notice that the helmet is bright and shiny. Anybody know why? Can you guess? You, sir. Identification, that's right. So you can be seen. That's exactly right. Again, the idea is open water, blue water ops. So if we have to get out of the airplane, the thing that's going to float and be at the top is going to be your little noggin. And so we have to put it in reflective tape so that a searchlight will reflect that and they'll be able to see us floating out in the water. The other thing is, slide that down. The visor. Yep, it's just elastic. Don't you look cool? Yeah. So notice that helmet is kind of aerodynamic. Again, if we have to eject out of that aircraft, we're suddenly going to be in airflow that's going at about 400 or 500 miles an hour. It is very, very, very dangerous. Most people get hurt when they eject. Most people have not ejected. No, I have not ejected. Never, I don't ever want to. When you do, you know those G-forces we talked about? The jet's capable of about 7.5, 40 Gs, 40 Gs coming out of that seat. What that will do is permanently, for the rest of your life, shrink you about 1/2 of an inch. Your spine will compress. If your head is not looking straight ahead, it will break your neck. If your legs are not flat on the seat, it will break both of your femurs, your leg bones. So that is a very, very serious thing. It's a last-ditch effort. That basically means that jet is going to explode around you and you are going to die, so you would rather take your chances with the ejection than dying in the airplane. We do it, we practice it all the time. We always, always sit in the proper position so that if in a moment's notice we have to get out of that airplane, we are already in the proper position to be able to eject. Raise the visor and take off. That's all I've got for you guys. We've got some questions at the end, but thank you for your attention. And let's thank Miss Kelley. Woo! Yeah! So cool.